back on the Case tractor. I wanted to check the O-ring under this too. I watched a couple of videos and one guy had a broken O-ring under here, and then the O-ring from the pump to the tube was bad. So I'm gonna take a look at that. Pump comes right off. I was worried about this O-ring here. It doesn't look too bad. I do have a new one coming. But to get the plate off, I think it's these 3 screws to get this retainer plate out. And then one in the top there. That gasket was foobar. Be foolish to do all this and then not replace that gasket. Yeah, there's really nothing in there. Shim pack on that. And that O-ring looks fine. The suction tube to the pump O-ring, that doesn't look bad. It's turning over fine. And I think I have everything to get the hydraulics working. I'm gonna start with that PTO output shaft seal and then go from there. This is a taper roller bearing. I just pushed this race back down and she's in there tight. I think that bearing's probably okay. There's a shim pack that was on it for end play. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I case all original parts, and it really wasn't priced that bad. Paper thin. It's on there, seems to be fine. I'm just gonna reuse it. And then if I gotta go in there again or if it starts leaking, then I'll put that on. Yeah, all these pieces have like this red Gliptal coating inside and out. I'm guessing they dunked all these castings and that stuff and then machined it. It's supposed to be the face of the seal here. Gotta go down about 1/8 of an inch yet. Looks fully seated. I'll put a little grease or something on that. There's a book called for 50 foot-pounds on these four. I straightened this piece out. It's all bent here. They must have been running that PTO at a severe angle. There's like no end play on it, but it spins fine. So that's how I'm gonna run it. I was able to get everything I wanted to put this back together, except for this tab washer. And this one had a tab that went down into that keyway. And it gets sheared off and that key got sheared. So I'm going to see if I can fabricate another washer, and it's really thin, so it's going to have to be out of some sheet metal. Here it is. It is fugly, but it is going to work. I'm going to put some high strength Loctite on that nut too when I put that all together. It's cleaned up. I'm going to use some high-tech spray gasket sealant on there. Here's a look at the ring gear in this beast. Apparently this O-ring here is a failure prone part. I do have a new one to put on there. I think I'm gonna try to get it on there after I get this tube blocked back down. Oh. No. I think it was kind of brittle anyway. I'm gonna move this tripod out of the way so I can get in there and get this tightened up. Pump is completely landed. Got this tube re-secured. This, I think, exhausts hydraulic fluid on the PTO gears. I got the suction pipe hooked up. Stick my new key in here. Beauteous tab washer in here. Didn't see a torque setting, so I'm going to go with good and tight. Got my tabs bent over. I think I can go ahead and put the PTO back on. That's all prepped. Got my alignment bolts back in here. Let's see how this goes. That was a struggle. I actually didn't think I had it on there right the first time, but there's actually a taper cut on the top of this plate. So I took it back off, ripped the gasket. I just put some silicone wherever the tears were, and then hopefully it seals. If I did this again, I don't think I'd use any spray adhesive. Get this vacuum switch back in. So I had actually got a new O-ring for this as well. Yeah, it's brittle. It was time. Send this home, and then I'm gonna torque all those bolts in that PTO. It's the next day. I believe I got everything hooked back up I need to test it. So I'll put all the hydraulic fluid back in it. I think 44 quarts of fluid. Alright, you got another cold start here. We'll see if anything happens. So you saw the, I guess, rocker shaft. Is that what it's called? It went up. It's not coming down. There's no weight on it. I was up there standing on it and that wasn't enough. So I think I gotta put the 3-point arms back on it to get that back down. You can bleed the Select-O-Matic valve right here. So I'm gonna take those caps off and we'll take a look in there. I got the special socket, ground it down to fit the slot. Here's a cap. It's got a hole in the top there. That's where it's gonna come out. You gotta be careful. There's like a real small BB in there. And don't want to lose that stuff. Maybe I'll just crank it over and see if that's enough to make it bleed out. Yep. Doing the other side now. Just looking for flaw. I didn't see nothing come out of the second one. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Really looking to get this loader working on this tractor. I'm kind of guessing what happened is somebody was scraping with this and then hit something, and then maybe a big jar sheared the key. I don't know. This hose is freaking shot on here. I'm gonna attempt to load it back onto the tractor anyway with that hose. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna go ahead and put all the stuff back on this tractor and work on getting the lights working. And they got some new switches and things to put in there. So this is my flasher unit. You can tell something's loose in there. So I'm gonna change that out. I've already changed out the fuse block. This deal was in there. It was like a factory style fuse block. That had to come over the big pond. My new flasher is pinned differently than this one. So I was concerned it wouldn't work, and it doesn't when I plug it in. We can have a listen. So you can hear stuff going on, and when you plug this one in, nothing. I've written down the numerical code for all the wires. There's only 4 wires there. I'm gonna match those up to what's on this deal. Part number is no longer available. It was superseded by this. So they go right there. Is it working? Let's see here now. This way. Guys. See, boom. I'm done. Well, way faster, but it appears to be working. Here's the schematic. I don't know if I showed this yet. First thing I do is get the schematic for anything electrical. It shows the green reds on one side, a pair, and then the green whites on the other side, a pair, and then the light green brown in the center. That is not how this is plugged in. Let's try this. Still nothing. Switch seems to be fine. I move these wires to get a reaction either way. But I get nothing with this set of wires. It's just a bad connection with the hazard switch here. I got it working both ways now. I think I'm just gonna mount this like right there or something like that. And this deal is ready to go back on. I'll show you one last thing before I close this video out. Is I was checking the lights on this. Everything's working. Except this is like a clear front light and the socket isn't even in there. I like having all the lights work on everything I have. It just looks good. So I'm gonna see what I can do to get a socket for behind there. I wonder if I can get a new lens. Could probably glue it back together. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. Maybe in the next one we'll see if we can get that loader to go up and down and mount it back in the tractor. Talk to you later.